Five-time Book of Champion.
Welcome to Book of Wrestling Podcast. For the fans, by the fans, we book, rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your commissioner, Lil X Fudge, and today we are here with a couple of GMs. Damone D Money.
Here, rain, sleet, snow, tornado, hailstorm, firestorm, always here.
You totally ruined the saying. It's rain, sleet, or snow, blank will go. But anyways.
Fuck
And
that saying.
High five, Mike. Ooh, yeah!
No, don't ever do that again.
Party on, Garth.
Yeah, stick to that. Oh, yeah, it was nasty.
So, noting the lack of...
That's Miss Nasty to you.
Our usual oh yeahs and our usual whatever the hell Travie T says.
It's just him yelling at us about something.
He usually cracks a joke, references one of us.
We are a little short-handed on Book It tonight. We've had life happen, as it does, whether that be illness, whether that be internet, whether that be this or that. We've just had a lot of stuff come up, some of which within the last few hours. And what we do on Book It also, as well as book, rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines, we know how to improvise. And that's what we do because we know ball and we love wrestling that much. And we show up. We're always ready like Zack Ryder. I'm about to cut that Samoa Joe shoot promo on Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Bad guy and I am Travie T. They punked out on you and they punked out on us. But all jokes and deep cut promos aside, and kind of speaking of Samoa Joe, we are going to be diving into a tournament because we love booking, but we also love tournamenting. And we're going to decide some of the best wrestlers to never reach the top of the top. And what I mean by that is we know there's guys who have been successful outside of WWE. I'm the AEW fan around here. I would know that. However, we're going to decide who the best wrestler to never win a world title in WWE is. Now, let's break down the criteria. They must have won either the WWE or the World Heavyweight Championship in any iteration while on the main roster programming of WWE. The only question that remains...
Yeah, right. I was like, you really confused everyone there.
You said he must have, as opposed to must have not.
Oh, I'm goofy. I apologize. They must have not won either of those titles.
I was just going to let it ride. People would figure it out.
My only question that I must ask that we did not clarify in advance was, does that WWE CW championship count?
No.
Okay, that does open up.
I don't consider WWE CW a world title. Like, it's like, you could argue at the beginning it kind of was, but it quickly ECW just became developmental after like 2 months, and they fired Paul Heyman, and it was just developmental at that point. It was NXT, but not as good.
I consider
zombies and vampires and shit
to be so, but that's just my personal thing with it, because I feel like a lot of those reigns were so valid. Like when they were propping up Bobby Lashley, he was considered an equal to like Cena and Taker. I remember that magazine cover pretty distinctly.
I was hating him then too.
Matt Hardy,
Bobby Lashley sucks.
I still think Bobby Lashley sucks.
Tommy Dreamer, all those are valid. Rob Van Dam.
Fuck Tommy Dreamer. Okay, that RVD is in that early stages of them bringing back ECW, so.
But I feel like
it's
Matt
weird.
Hardy's
so I would say like it
doing,
counts
like,
for
big
him.
Shows, you know.
Yeah, like Big Show or like Ezekiel Jackson.
But like it's not lineal though, because Matt Hardy came after Big Show, but his is a lot more valid. Like or like John Morrison and CM Punk are a lot more valid than Ezekiel Jackson or like I don't know,
Chavo.
Chavo. Well, Chavo was like
Actually, I enjoyed
he was a
Chavo's
transitional
reign,
opponent.
right.
But
The Gulf of Mexico match.
All right,
banger.
the Gulf of America.
But with that said, we're gonna start creating our bracket. Don't mind us looking to the old internet to refresh our memory because we didn't get to do our homework for this one. We did our homework for another episode. That was not so. Excuse us kind of working on the fly with the best ball knowledge we got and correcting each other as we go. So let's fill this bracket out. And while I pull up a list to refresh my own memory, I'm gonna let D Money go first.
I'm gonna just say Scott Hall
Yep.
/ Razor Ramon. He should have won it at least once. There were times that he could have won it. Like, and this is before his like addiction got really bad. Plus, HBK was walking around with just as bad of an addiction, arguably, and he won the world title. So Razor could have gotten it.
That's a good one. Mike, take the next pick.
Jake the Snake.
That's a good one. Yeah, we all know Hogan was on coke too. That's a little unfair to him. Similar story.
Yeah. Well, I also Jake kind of got screwed by the Ultimate. Well, he did get screwed by the Ultimate Warrior. So they were pushing towards an Ultimate Warrior Jake the Snake feud, which would have probably eventually led to Jake winning the title from Warrior. But then Warrior went and blackmailed Vince, so it killed Jake's push in the process.
He was also in Boy Meets World.
Jake the Snake?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember Vader, but
yeah, he was on the episode that they recorded at a show at an event. It was Vader versus Jake the Snake.
That makes sense. I remember Vader being on
16 candles and 600-pound men or something like that. I think that's the episode.
Because Vader was the one like bully guy.
Yeah,
his
Frankie.
dad, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
John, it's on you.
All right. Well, a few of these picks are determined by the ECW title ruling for me, because my first pick is going to be Matt Hardy. I feel like there was a good window of time where he could have been a really good B champion, never the A champion like Jeff, but I feel like there's a world where Jeff wins it a little sooner, like maybe off of Randy Orton, and Matt's still on SmackDown and is like doing the I will not die best shape of his life, just killing it. When JBL was saying Matt Hardy is a main event waiting to happen every week, but the main event never really happened. But I feel like it should have. So that's my pick.
Do you want to go again and do it snake style?
I do have a second. This is another ECW champion criteria here, and that's going to be John Morrison.
That's a good pick. I remember when people were comparing him to HBK. Like everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to be the next Shawn Michaels," and that didn't happen.
The moment he repackaged from Johnny Nitro to John Morrison, to the moment he left the company the first time, that should have been his window to be pushed to the moon. And I get pushing the Miz, but they should have been pushed up together, not Miz stepping over Morrison to get there. I mean, Morrison did fine for himself outside, but like I feel like they should have been like eternal rivals, like Cena Orton type thing, and just feuded together at the top of the card for many pay-per-views to come. And then once like Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder are ready, you could have had just a whole generation of stars that got screwed.
I think Morrison did best when he was on Survivor.
How well did he do?
He didn't win.
He didn't even
so
win.
He did not survive.
He did not. He was Johnny Survivor.
I do love the trope that his last name is just dependent on where he is.
Yeah, wherever he is. He was the mayor of Slamtown, is what he kept calling himself.
Banger.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he used that in
he did,
wrestling too.
But yeah, he kept talking about it on Survivor. So I'm gonna go with the other one on Boy Meets World, Big Van Vader.
I'm just gonna put Vader.
I'm out of Boy Meets World stars after this, so we're good.
All two of them.
Whatever shall we do?
Yeah, Vader probably should have won the WWE title if uh, the whole Shawn incident didn't happen. He
Right.
probably would does win it at some point. You know, Vince loves big meaty men, so he probably would have won it. He did win it multiple times in WCW, but in WWE,
Yeah.
he should have had a better run because his run in WWE was kind of just there.
Right. I feel like a lot of this list is they did great in WCW.
Yeah, we'll have some that are like TNA, like that did great elsewhere. Um, so that's valid.
Next one's going to be Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
He should have
Yeah,
won it. At least he didn't win it in WWE or WWF or not TNA or WCW. I feel like he should
he
have
did
had at
appear in
least
TNA, so that's a valid thing to say too.
one world title reign somewhere.
Yeah,
Like he had
he
his
is a
I
new
was gonna
generation guy where it was like thin at the top of the card. Like, come on.
yeah.
I didn't know Lex Luger did not win the WWE title.
No. So
I had no
he
idea.
lost. Yeah, so he slammed Yokozuna, and then like I'm pretty sure it was to Yoko. Yeah, it was definitely the Yoko. He beat Yoko, but it was by like count out,
Mm.
and they celebrated like he won the title, but he
Right.
didn't.
That's what I remember. I thought
Yeah,
that, and I thought Vince just strapped the rocket right to his back.
nope. He tried to like they did the Lex Express, and he slammed Yoko, and then they had the like match at SummerSlam. I want to say is either SummerSlam or Survivor Series. I'm pretty sure SummerSlam, and Lex won, but it was by DQ or count out, so he didn't win the title. But then they did like pyro and like the baby faces came out and like celebrated with him. It's like you like he didn't win the belt. Like he won the match, but it was worse. So like when Drew at Clash at the Castle, like after he lost to Roman, and he
Yeah.
was like singing, everyone was shitting on that. The thing people kept comparing it to was the Lex thing,
Oh yeah,
um,
that makes a lot of
of
sense.
yeah, of celebrating after you just lost.
Yeah, that's so goofy.
Yeah, at least with like Drew, it was in his hometown, like his home country, so it kind of made like it wasn't great, but it
Yeah,
wasn't that bad.
and they were trying to milk the whole Tyson Fury connection at the time.
Yeah. So it made sense, and like it is a European thing to like sing at sporting events. So it made sense. At least with Lex, I don't think they were in his hometown, and yeah, he didn't win anything. My other one's going to be Rick Rude. Obviously, we're all fans of Rick Rude here with the Rude ones, but he had the look, he had all that, he could talk, he had the look. He was a great in ring guy. He
He was
definitely he also falls in the like but Hogan
he was in the
thing where
NWO
like
for like a month.
Hmm.
yeah,
He's
he's one
also
of the
in DX for
original
like a month.
form. He's one of the original
Yeah,
members.
and then they just disappeared,
Yeah,
and then they replaced
um,
him with DiBiase.
yeah, but also so he was forced to retire from wrestling in WCW in a match with Sting, and he got a payout from it's something of London. I can't think of the beginning of it.
Lloyd's
Lloyd's of London,
Lloyd's of
yeah.
London.
Yep. So like they are the ones who do like all the like insurance payouts for like athletes and stuff. Like when they take out insurance to like to get a settlement. But
Yeah,
part of the settlement was that
he
he
couldn't
couldn't
wrestle
wrestle
anymore.
anymore, and it was like $5 million or something. And I guess he like asked Eric Bischoff to like
Yeah,
pay it for him so he could come back, and Eric's like, "No, I'm not doing that." And then he ended up try I guess before he died, he was gonna try and make a comeback.
hmm.
That's really sad.
Yeah. But he should have been a world champion. But yeah, he's early the late 80s, early 90s, any heel or really anybody that's not Hogan or Macho Man is falls under the but Hogan thing.
So I have a weird one because this is somebody who most people would agree like sucks as a person. We think of him as like sucking on commentary for the most part, but he is the
John,
most.
Brock Lesnar already won a world title in
Also,
WWE.
Not
I
even
think
him.
it's my turn.
Oh, are we snaking it that way? Because it was Mike, then two Damones. I feel like that should go back up to me.
No, with Mike's in the
I'm in the
middle.
middle.
We snaked this weird, but go off.
We didn't snake it weird. We did it the
No,
right
we
way.
didn't. No, it went
goes-
one me, Mike, two you, one or two me.
It goes to you, then me, then to Damone, then me, then to you, then me. See how this works? That's a snake.
No, but go off. A snake of three is weird, but go off.
It's a small snake. It's a worm. What do you want me to tell you? I'm in the
garden
middle.
snake.
I get one. I don't get 2 picks in a row. You guys don't get 4, and then I get 1 every.
I see what you're saying.
All right.
Just go off.
He was a 5-time WCW champion, but he was not a WWE champion.
You
That's
can't
Booker-
say Booker T.
It's Booker T.
He won the world heavyweight
It
championship.
says he never won it on this list.
He never won the WWE championship.
Fuck you, Roddy
but
Piper.
We said okay, that works. We
you
said
you can suck my dick.
oh, thank you.
I went off this list that was approved.
It is an approved list, but they're going off of just the actual WWE title. We said that the world heavyweight
I
title
can't tell the
counted.
difference.
He doesn't know
Well,
ball.
you
He
can't
doesn't
say-
know ball.
You can't say that in 2025, Mike.
I can't tell the difference.
We don't all look alike.
I am title blind.
Your title fight.
I feel like if there's anything he could say in 2025 of all years, like
I guess, yeah. But yeah, Booker T, yes, probably should have been in Triple H.
but that would
also
been
that
the
would
world
still
heavyweight
that
title.
world heavyweight title. Right, forgot about that. But yeah, Roddy Piper, like I agree. Roddy Piper again screwed by being in the Hogan era. Also weird that WCW never did it either.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Because they like literally they had Piper.
They didn't have him
So-
for that long.
Well, no, they had him for a while, and they had him choke out Hogan at the
Right.
beginning of the NWO stuff. But
Right,
he
right, but
won, but he didn't win the title
Correct.
because it was a non-title. So they had the world champion lose on the pay-per-view.
They
by
honestly, Roddy
submission.
probably wouldn't come back unless he won, and so they just had to make it for no title.
They made it non-title so that Hogan could
Yeah,
lose,
it wasn't
but not
good
lose
booking.
the title.
It wasn't good booking.
Yeah, they should have just either leaned in and had Roddy win, or just do Hogan cheats.
Could have made him join the NWO, and it would just been easier.
No, that would have been terrible.
That would have been that would have been before everybody else joined.
It's
So it would've
also
been
it
fine.
wouldn't have been, You needed someone to be like combating the NWO, and that was before Crow Sting. So you needed someone to be opposing them
So eventually, Crow Sting would have happened. Still,
in like a year. They were still doing the like, where's Sting? Is he gonna join? What's he doing?
all right.
But John, it
John,
is your
now
turn
it's yours.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Shitty person, shitty commentator. However, Jerry the King
Shitty
Lawler
luck.
was like the most like successful statistically outside of WWE wrestler. Like didn't
Oh,
grow
I
like
can't wait to
win just like
I can't wait to
countless
see him
world titles in
lose.
the territories.
Yeah, it does help. Actually, definitely helps that he gets to book himself in Memphis.
Fuck that
So
pedophile.
he gets to give himself the world title a bunch. But he was super over in the territory though, so I can't knock him for that. And the stuff with what's his face, the celebrity,
Oh, Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman. Yeah, that stuff's legendary, and it was like one of the first big like instances of wrestling with in celebrity meeting, which was a good thing, but in the words of Terry Funk, fuck that baby beggar.
Yeah.
You got one more.
And this is where I'm gonna put William Regal. We knew that was coming. Um,
Good one.
I don't think I need to say too much more on that front. Um, he's a baller. He was so close. He just got popped for roids at the worst possible time in his career.
Was it? I thought it was just drugs. I didn't think it was roids.
Yeah, it was some wellness. I just assumed roids because that's what it was for most people.
No, he had like an addiction, and like he's pretty sure he got popped for like coke or something, and they were like, "Well, there goes that push."
Yeah, which is
And
damn
he's
shame.
admitted it's his own fault. Like he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, it just sucks for us, the fans, because like he was cooking.
He really was. That him in the throne after beating was it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Punk to win King of the Ring. Fire. He's like one of that was aura. He was aura farming that day.
And I
I
was so
hate
mad
these
as a
words
kid
you're
because I wanted
using.
CM Punk to win that.
All right, so it's my turn.
Yep.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Did he win it in WCW? I feel like he didn't.
I don't think so.
I think maybe.
I,
Did he
ECW.
win
yeah, I knew
ECW?
he won it in ECW.
It's also ECW.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the like Vader, one of the big guys who could fly, which is crazy, especially in that era. To see him doing like moonsaults and shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And you get one more,
I don't
or
get
no,
one
no,
more.
you don't. You're in the middle.
I'm in the
Uh,
middle.
yep.
I'm being Eiffel Towered.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say DDP. Like I know he won it in WCW, but he was criminally misused when he came over to the WWE. Like he was one of the bright spots at WCW, one of their biggest stars, arguably their best homegrown talent. I'd say it's probably like a. I'm gonna say it's a 3-man race because at the time Goldberg was still like super popular and like not hated yet. So I would say it's probably DDP, Sting, and Goldberg were the three biggest like homegrown stars, and well, obviously DDP came to WWE, and they did the stalker thing with Undertaker, and which was stupid, and DDP lost that feud too, and just floundered.
Was Sting not in NWA?
I think he was in NWA like in that period
I
where
don't.
they were transitioning from like when WCW was still technically Jim Crockett promotion. So I think he was technically in NWA, but it was like right as they were starting to become WCW or like breaking away and the territories were dying. Because I think he originally won the NWA World Title when he beat Rick, but I could be wrong.
He started in All California Championship Wrestling.
Well, yeah, because he was one half of the
Yeah.
not the Outrunners.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
He was tag team partners with Ultimate Warrior when they first started.
Yeah. Yuck.
Uh, and then me again, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say Mr. Kennedy.
Ooh, that's a banger.
Um, yeah. Randy Orton kind of fucked him. Well, the WWE doctors kind of fucked him, and then Randy Orton also kind of fucked him, and then he got released and went to TNA to okay success as Mr. Anderson. Like I know he won the world title in TNA, but at least for me, he never felt as big of a star in TNA as he did when he was in WWE.
Yeah, they really tried in TNA to give them what they could, but like it just didn't feel right.
Yeah. But Mr. Kennedy, Kennedy definitely should have won the world title, especially since he won Money in the Bank, and he should have been the illegitimate son of Vince.
Yeah, they hoed him on so many fronts.
It was a
Uh,
combination of like injuries at the wrong time and the Randy Orton shit.
all right,
Yeah.
so I'm going with Owen Hart.
Oh, that was my next pick.
Good pick. So I know that in the past we've been pretty anti Brett. I wouldn't even say I've been anti Brett. Back in the day when Travis first said the Bret Hart's not a top 100 person, I pushed against it. I said he was in the 20s. And I maintained that because of the lack of promo skills and the character work not being there a lot of the times. But in ring, he's definitely top 5. I would
Yeah,
say
you're
Owen.
smoking crack.
I'm not. It's you. It's you're like one of a million people who think he's
His
not.
ring work do not hold up like that. There's so
It
many
does.
guys who can do what he did and 100 times better.
It does
Stuff.
hold up, is which is why so many people emulate him.
No,
People
they
are either
surpassed
you're a
him.
Brett
He
guy
surpassed
or
by
you're a
100.
Sean guy.
He's not
I
top
was
five.
I didn't even have a preference. I was probably more of a Sean guy though.
And anybody
Um,
who's anything in today's wrestling,
Though I like the
even if they don't
goggles.
think they are, they're a Sean guy because they wrestle more like Sean. Because if they wrestled like Brett, it would be boring. You know who wrestles more like Brett in today's
Daniel
wrestling?
Bryan.
That's Madcap Moss. No, Daniel Bryan wrestles more like Sean. He can call himself a Brett guy all he wants, but he wrestles more like Sean.
Mm,
I
Will
don't
Ospreay
agree.
can do
I
the
don't
same
agree
thing,
with
wrestles
that.
more like
Yeah,
Sean.
Sean Brett or not
Kenny
Brett.
Omega,
Daniel
same
Bryan.
shit.
Yeah, Kenny Omega. Yeah, I would say Kenny Omega is more like in the vein of like I guess a Sean and RVD like kind of combination. But what I mean is like Brett was definitely more of a technical and making it look real. Daniel Bryan wrestles like yes, he does the flying headbutt, but he's doing like arm bars and submission holds and like wearing down body parts and stuff like that, which is fundamentally Brett.
But he's also like flipping all over the place and doing big dives and like
Brett did dives and stuff and springboard
not
shit.
like Sean and not like Danielson. It's
Well,
there's
yeah,
levels
because
to
they're
it.
not this. There's not the same style. It's not an exact same style. Like I didn't like. I'm not
That's what I'm
saying
saying. He's
Daniel
more like
Bryan's a
Sean because
copy,
like
but
in terms of what he's delivering in the match. Like sure, philosophically it's a different thing, but like in terms of the deliverable product we're watching, the pace and the move choices mirror Sean more than Brett.
I don't agree. But anyway, what I was gonna
Make it.
say
Go ahead.
is Owen is. I have Owen higher on my list, even though he didn't win a world title, because I think that he was a better on. I think he was better on the mic, and I think he had a better character. Had better character work, and he's slightly a little bit less good in ring is Brett, but he's definitely top 20 in ring.
I think Owen's just better altogether. I liked his character work and his ring work more. Um,
It's almost it's very similar to Brett. It's almost
it
a
yeah,
carbon
it is.
copy.
It's not too far off, but he's better.
It's just John being spiteful.
Right.
Hey, I
Make
What's
made
your
your
a
other?
last
500
John.
list of
Make your
wrestlers
last
better
pick.
than Bret Hart, and I did it in 11 minutes.
All right. Well,
What's your
John,
last
make your
one?
last pick.
Okay, one of my last two is going to be Zack Ryder.
I
I
don't
felt
think you
like
understand how snakes work.
so
Does,
Zack
does,
Ryder had a window of time. Um, it was
So before we continue, I'm going to cut you off. So we each only get three because
right.
there's three of or five. There's
Now is
three of us.
universal.
So the last one's going to be universal. So this one is your last pick.
Right. That's what.
I'll double check what I'm looking at list wise, but I'm not upset with picking Zack Ryder here. And I was gonna go into I picked everybody I really need to pick. I'm gonna go with it's between Zack Ryder and maybe Sting, but Sting might be a universal. Um, but Zack Ryder had a window of time, granted shorter than John Morrison's, where they should have capitalized on him and put the rocket on and build that next generation of stars up. And I feel like they just let him fall and fall and fall to the point where, yeah, y'all look at me like I'm crazy for even saying it. Um, but like '09 to 2011 was a shorter window, but they should have done it.
No, I don't disagree. Like when they had like Punk and Daniel Bryan and Zach like on that episode of Raw come out like after they all won like the title or kept the title,
Hmm.
Zack Ryder was getting as big as pops as those two, and they were the world champions. So they definitely should have pushed him. He should have. They screwed him over with the Kane, John Cena. Was it Eve Torres?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Eve Torres, like her turning heel on them. So like Kane, or he got beat up by Kane every week, and then John Cena stole his girl, and he got no retribution. He got nothing out of it. He just got
Yeah.
beat up, and put in a wheelchair. So like, yeah, they definitely fumbled the ball with Zach. And I'm not voting for Sting for the Universal because of the time in which Sting came into WWE. He
Hmm.
should not have won the world title at that point. He was already like 55 or something like that
That's
by the
fair.
time he came in. He like if he came in '01, sure.
Well, I was
But
saying like I think we're just ranking the greatness of the wrestler not to do it though, because like Jerry
Yeah,
Lawler shouldn't have
that's
won it in the
that's
time
what
he
I was
came in.
thinking. Like the greatness of the wrestler, despite that being great, they never won the title.
if you guys want to do Sting as the Universal, we can. But
I'm
That's
I'm
willing.
gonna be
I'm
honest.
willing to
I'm
I
do.
want to hear
I
review.
want. I'm good with Sting.
Raise me a
He's
counter
probably
offer.
not
Then.
going. Uh, I don't really know if I have a counter. Ahmed Johnson. Just kidding. Uh, Farouk,
Hmm.
or actually Ted DiBiase. I would probably actually say over Farouk.
Do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. I
I'd
don't
go
care.
Sting over DiBiase.
Okay, we're doing Sting.
All right, now
Okay.
sing.
Let's shuffle that
I gotta
beer
find.
up.
All right.
Okay.
Every day we shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and.
Okay. So first round is Matt Hardy versus DDP.
Ooh, I just noticed like
John,
all
start
my
with you.
picks got terrible matchups. Like,
It's up to
well,
on you.
yeah, I'm voting Matt Hardy. DDP and WCW was aura, but I feel like Matt Hardy was great longer and had much more opportunity to do it. And just like his stuff holds up better.
Uh, Mike.
It's me. It's me. It's DDP.
Oh, and
I'm
before
gonna
Jamone votes, I
agree.
forgot. Oh, he already voted. I was gonna say I had
What were you
one
gonna
more
say?
closing argument. It's just like, despite Matt Hardy individually not like getting as high up as DDP did in WCW, I'd argue he's had a better career overall due to like longevity, all the tag
The
stuff.
fact that DDP was recruited to wrestle in his 30s after being recruited from like I think he was a strip club manager. Um, it's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
He,
wild.
yeah, he. Well, also, freaking The Rock stole the People's Champion thing was
Yeah,
his
that was
first,
DDP's thing. It was he was the people's champion.
and then The Rock stole it, and The Rock also stole the bookend, which is Booker T's finisher, and
Wait,
made it the
Booker T
Rock
did it
Bottom.
first.
Yeah, he was doing the bookend first.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that. I thought the
Uh,
booking was supposed to be a knockoff of Rock Bottom.
nope, he was doing the bookend first.
I fell for
But
the Rockaganda.
the Houston Hangover was better though.
It was.
But I'm gonna go. I'm going with DDP. Like as great as Matt Hardy is, how do I put this? I think that he's a maybe win a world title once, maybe. Where I feel like if DDP was used right, he could have been a perennial world champion in WWE. Because he was like I said, he was super over. He's one of the highlights of WCW, even in the dying years. He's one of the few highlights they have. So I I think his peak is higher than Matt's, even though Matt has more accomplishment over his career. But a
Mm.
lot of those are as like a second tier or tag team guy.
All right, so I just want to. So DDP ran a nightclub in Fort Myers, Florida called Norma Jeans. Known for its pink Cadillac, while he was working as a wrestling manager in the AWA. He started managing in 1988, where he managed some guys at Paul Tanaka, Tanaka, and Paul Diamond. They were the bad company.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
then when he was in before like he became a main eventer, he had the Diamond Girl. I want to say, yeah, Diamond
yeah,
Girl. She would hold up,
Diamond Dolls.
yeah, she would hold up a scorecard, like a number. The like he'd like point to her, and she'd hold up a scorecard like 10 out of 10. To like
That's
to
a good
say that
gimmick.
that's how she was rated. She was rating his moves during the match.
That's a good
The
gimmick.
original book it verse.
The original book verse mid match.
All right, so let's go to this next one: Scott Hall versus Zack Ryder.
That's a Scott Hall. I'll even say it's my own pick out of order. I think it's a 1, 2, 3 Scott Hall.
Yeah, Scott
That's
Hall.
fine. Go with Scott Hall.
This next
Yeah,
one's a little tougher.
between WWE and between WWE, uh, WCW, hell, even no, I can't say TNA. TNA was a wreck, but Scott Hall should have won the world title.
He was a wreck in WCW
We're,
too.
true, but he could have at
He
least won
wasn't
one.
showing up. He literally wasn't
Other people
showing up
were
to
a
pay per
wreck.
views.
That's true,
Old
but
habits
before
die
that, we
hard.
got there.
Because bro was
Before we
doing that
got there, he
TNA
could have
too.
won it at least once.
Sting versus John Morrison.
John, it's on you.
I'm gonna go John Morrison. I know it's probably gonna lose. Sting was so great in WCW. But God, John Morrison was so sick in his prime. I can't. That's just aura to me. I know Sting accomplished way more. John Morrison was just so sick.
I'm going with Sting just because I'm the WCW guy.
So here's the thing, John. John Morrison is not going to lose because I'm voting for John Morrison. Because, like I said before, at least I know technically we're going based off of like their whole career, but realistically, in my head, Sting didn't show up until he was old as shit. And I feel like John Morrison could have, like, I feel like Sting Undertaker is the biggest thing everyone wants, and I'm good on that. I feel like it's
Oh
one of
yeah,
those
no one's ever
matches that
getting that.
are, yeah, we're obviously, but it's one of those matches that I think the hype would have been better than the match itself,
It needed to happen
even in
2010
their
or sooner.
prime. Even in
Like
their primes, it would have been maybe because I feel like it would have been a lot of it would be finisher happy
I would have taken that over like a 10th Brothers of Destruction reunion.
reunion.
yeah.
True, good
Well,
point.
with the Sting
Fair.
Taker match, you had to time it perfectly for it to be good. And I think if Sting dips like right after the main event Mafia story, like '09, and like he's still like athletically good and like looks decent. Undertaker's doing like prime of his career shit. I think if it happens in '09, like 2010, that is the only window of time where Sting Taker lives up to expectations.
Right.
All right, Owen Hart, Jake the Snake.
Uh, I'm gonna go with Owen. I feel like
Um,
the fact that Owen beat Brett on the opener to WrestleMania, and then Brett won the world title later that night. I feel like you could have easily had Owen win it at least once.
I'm gonna go with Jake the Snake because he's a man who had a snake for a gimmick, but was also terrified of snakes.
I'm
Fair.
gonna go Owen Hart as well. I think that he would have been like had they pulled the trigger on him versus Jake, he would have been able to deliver value for longer. Of course, had he like lived and everything, but like with Jake, it was like his own personal demons like were affecting his work, and it would have caught up sooner. than like Owen had continuing as champion. Owen would have delivered more value.
Yeah, you could have done. You could have honestly pulled that Owen versus Bret card a lot. Also, you could have pulled. You could have done Owen versus Stone Cold too, because Stone obviously he broke Austin's neck. You could have played on that for years. Uh,
Um, Jerry Lawler versus Mr. Kennedy feels like a 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, get the pedophile
It's
out of
like
here.
Jerry Lawler's thing is like I only put him just because he won just so many fucking world titles elsewhere, but like he has ruined his legacy after that.
Very much so.
He's this is gonna sound horrible, but him, Hulk Hogan. Why is it not horrible to say? But it is. It isn't. Him, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair would have been better off dying earlier than they did. Like
Yeah, would have
because
preserved
like
their
if Hogan died like 15 years earlier, 10 years earlier, like no one's digging deep into the sex tape stuff might not happen, or
right.
if Ric Flair like when he was on death's door before, like everyone was sad about it, and now it's just like he's a creep and ruined his legacy's ruined. Same with Lawler, like it's shitty,
I
kind of
get what
shitty
you
to
mean.
say, but they would have been looked upon more fondly if they died earlier.
Um, Vader versus Mr. Perfect.
Who's it on me
John. It doesn't
or
matter. You
John?
or John.
I'm gonna go Mr. Perfect. I just think that I think he just like had more of like what they were looking for, like for the new generation, because he was like a little bit smaller than the '80s guys, could work better, better looking, and that's where like they were pivoting in the mid '90s. And it's like, why don't you push him then? He's the epitome of your Bretts and Sean's and the type of guys they were all building. So
It's on you, Mike.
All right, so we're gonna go with Big Van Vader.
Damn you. Uh, this one's tough. I'm gonna I'm gonna go with Mr. Perfect. Um, I a lot of for the reasons that John said. Like he had the look, he had a great gimmick, he could work. He was doing stuff
So
with
could
Ric Flair
Vader.
at one.
Vader could
Well,
do all
yeah,
that
Vader could do all that too, but
and show up on a
he
sitcom.
and show up on the sitcom, but he couldn't shoot a bat. He couldn't pass a football to himself.
I don't know. He would probably get the football and then crush it.
Yeah, but Mr. Perfect threw a perfect 60-yard Spyro to himself. So
Bam Bam Bigelow versus Rick Rude.
it's another tough one. I'm I'm gonna go with Rick Rude. Like he had it's a tough one. He had the again. He's another guy who like had the perfect look. Was a great heel promo. Like it looked scummy. Like it was just a scumbag. Like putting. I think it was Jake. Yeah, he put Jake's wife's picture on his tights. Great heel work. Bam Bam was a great heel worker too, but I think Rick should have gotten at least one during the Hogan reign of terror. Like
Um, Bam Bam Bigelow.
I just peeped that last one, and that one's gonna be difficult.
I'm gonna go with Bigelow as well. I just feel like he was more of a unique prospect.
He also had flames on his
While like
head.
Rick Rude kind of does get lost because like if Mr. Perfect's not getting pushed, then Rick Rude's not getting pushed because Mr. Perfect was like a step above Rick Rude. You know what I mean? Like I think they both should have been world champions for their time, but like there's higher priorities, I guess. While Bam Bam Bigelow is just a unique wrestler that you don't see very
Yeah,
many of in your lifetime.
yeah. And Rick's career got cut short by injury, so
Hmm.
albeit he was already in WCW at that point, but he did go back to WWE. So theoretically, if he doesn't get hurt, he could have gone back to WWE and won it there.
Yeah.
Albeit he was older, but Mike, you want to say the last one?
Roddy Piper versus William Regal. I'm going with Roddy Piper. Just put me down for Piper.
Oh, this one's. I'm gonna say William Regal, so John has to decide.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go Regal. I think they both have the character work, but I think Regal's just a step above in the ring. Um, and like he had a more realistic path to getting it. Like Piper had to get through Hogan politics, which is an immovable object. Uh, while
He was
William
it.
Regal, he wasn't even being held down by Cena. Bro was only held down by himself. Like he could
Sure.
have done it. And if Jeff Hardy can get through it while being a crackhead, he could have locked in after he got back from suspension. Like I feel like he just gave
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Well, I think they were like, oh, because I think it was like like I don't think it was his first fail. So I
Hmm.
think they were like, and I think it was pretty close to like the whole RVD like weed incident, and like wasn't it like pretty was it the Benoit stuff had happened already? It had
Yeah,
to have.
Benoit happened.
Yeah, so I think it was it was the combination of a really bad time to be
But
failing
I mean,
wellness
Jeff Hardy did
policies,
all that too. But
and they let him. They had to like they essentially let him. They let him leave when they could. They probably were going to have to fire him, but they let him like just leave gracefully.
hmm,
So and like that was more like when they were being way more stricter about the policy because like Orton got popped and Kennedy got popped and they were popping people more because they were right off the heels of the Benoit stuff. So he picked a really bad time to relapse.
yeah. My only thing against with Regal there is just like if Jeff Hardy's dumbass can get a world title after everything, Regal could have gotten one.
You just need to lock in for like another month, and he would
Yeah,
have won the world title. As a heel GM with the world title would have been fire.
yeah. I'm so with you there.
All right, so this round we'll probably do like a lightning round.
Fair enough.
So
Okay,
DDP Scott Hall.
My first vote,
John.
Yeah.
DDP.
Yep.
Just overall more talented,
DDP.
I'm gonna
and he
say
didn't have the
Scott
character
Hall,
issues that
and I
Scott Hall
disagree with that last. I disagree with the last comment about DDP being more talented than Scott Hall.
I think that, and I also think that DDP did not have all the character issues. Like there was no
Okay, yes,
reason for him to get hoed how he did. Like
well, yes, he doesn't have the character issues, obviously. But in ring, I think Razor when he's how non drugged out Scott Hall and like invested Scott Hall was great in ring and has like classic matches.
yeah, I agree with that. I just think you could rely on DDP more.
True.
All right, John Morrison versus Owen Hart.
That would be a great match too.
So Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart.
Whoever. I'm going
Uh,
Owen.
I'm I'm going Morrison.
I'm gonna be biased and go Morrison too. I feel like this is where like the Hart family lack of charisma. Owen had some, but not like 2009 John Morrison. 2009 John Morrison could have been Jeff Hardy level huge if they just committed a little bit more.
They should have committed to him more than they did the Miz. Like I love the Miz, but in that iteration of the Miz, he probably shouldn't have won the world title.
I feel like he should have. I just feel like John Morrison should have been the babyface to take it from him.
Fair.
All right, so the battles of the Misters. Mr. Kennedy versus Mr. Perfect.
That's a funny
Look
match.
how that worked out. I'm going perfect.
I'm also going Perfect.
I'll give the pity vote to Kennedy. I think a lot of his issues weren't his fault.
Yeah.
You're such an
I
enabler.
also think Mr. Perfect Mr. Perfect's time frame was longer than Mr. Kennedy in
That's true.
WWE at
Mr.
least.
Perfect like is weird because like there's no reason he shouldn't have been a world champion at that time. Like
It's
given he
literally
was.
because Hogan. Because
Well, it's not even
Hogan
the
and
Hogan
Ultimate
though. It's
Warrior.
like the Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, like Goldust, like Granted, Goldust never won
he
one,
was
but
he was in there. He was in. Well, yeah, it's less Hogan on the him, but yeah, it is weird that Vince never pulled the trigger.
like him beating a babyface Shawn Michaels would have made so much sense.
All right. Bam Bam Bigelow or William Regal.
I'm voting William Regal. He's the better overall talent. Like the mic work, character work. He could be a baby face. He could be a heel. He could be a a beat your ass like a badass like broken teeth technical wrestler heel, or he could be like goofy like doing like dancing like a fool kind of like he could do it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Bam Bam. He saved a child out of a burning building.
He did, but that doesn't matter for this.
It
Uh,
matters to me.
Maybe William Regal did too, and he just didn't tell anybody.
Doubt
he's
that.
British. He didn't do that. Like, I'm gonna go with William Regal, though. I agree with everything Damone said.
Okay, so final four.
DDP versus John Morrison. John.
Um, Going John Morrison. I like he was younger during like his like the prime years, because DDP started old, and bro was just the complete package.
I'm going with DDP.
So I'm gonna also go with DDP. What you could have done, and I'm surprised Vince didn't think of it. You could have done who's the real people's champion? DDP, The Rock. Rock's the world champion. They feud. DDP beats The Rock. Wins the world title. Easy peasy. Printing money.
Yeah, I don't know what bro was thinking.
I'm not gonna lie. Looking at a lot of Vince's old shit, he was a questionable booker. Some of the things he just got lucky with. He got
Um,
lucky in WCW fumbled a lot.
Mr. Perfect versus William Regal.
This is hard because they both could do everything.
I'm going William
Well,
Regal.
What are you gonna say, Damone?
um, I said they both could do everything, but I don't really remember Mister Well, no, I can't even say he didn't do comedy stuff because he did the West Texas Redneck, was a
Yeah.
whole comedy thing. Um, but I'm still going William Regal. I feel like he was closer to it, and like I said, the heel character of a GM winning the world title and then using that power to stay world champion is a great idea, and I wish we got to see it play through with Regal. And he's also one of the reasons that the stuff with Eugene worked, even though it shouldn't have.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Regal and just do it a sweep.
Okay, so now I'm going to vote for Mr. Perfect, so it's down to sweep. So Mr. Perfect doesn't get swept.
Gotta get the pity vote in.
Got to get the pity vote in. I don't think Mr. Perfect deserved to get swept. It was close. It's close. It's super close.
That's fair.
So the
All right.
finals.
So the finals: DDP versus William Regal.
Hmm. First
I
vote.
gotta go William Regal on this one.
Not, I thought it was because there was a pause. So Mike's going Regal.
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna be a dickhead and I'm gonna vote DDP. So John has to vote because it's for this one. It's really close. Like they both had paths they could have taken to win a world title in WWE.
See, I'm gonna overcome my bias self because like my bias just says William Regal. That's not even tough. I like him better, and like just don't really give a shit about WCW. But then I thought about the causes of their lack of push, and it's like DDP's is so much more valid, like in his favor. Like William Regal's is couldn't stop doing coke for one more month, like, and somehow didn't rebound from it when Jeff Hardy could just like light up as much crack in the locker room as he wanted. Like it was stricter, but Jeff Hardy overcame, and if that man can, William Regal can. Um, However, DDP's only obstacle was just Vince McMahon being a dickhead after he bought WCW. There was no reason for that to happen.
Yeah,
Like
it's pretty
he
much just I'm gonna
nothing
bury
wrong.
WCW.
Like
Right.
he did absolutely nothing wrong. It's just Vince being stupid. So I'm gonna give it to DDP. Actually,
I'm not mad at it.
Not mad. I wouldn't be mad at either of those. Like,
though I would still make a strong argument for Matt Hardy beating him in the first round. In this matchup, it makes sense.
yeah, like I love DDP. Like you said before, he's one of the few highlights you get from the WCW era, and he's like him and Batista are like the guys that if you're older, like if you're in your like mid 30s or even early, well, yeah, mid 30s, like in your decent shape and you could become a wrestler. I'm not gonna say you're gonna get to their levels, but even in their late 30s, they both got into um, pro wrestling and became world champions, albeit DDP never in WWE.
On gang, talk to him, Damone. It ain't too late. It's not too
It's
late.
it's too
Never.
late for me, but it ain't too late for some of y'all.
Yeah, take that as a message of hope.
It's too late for me.
Yeah, because they're the same age. We're old. It's too late.
Couple of unks. I'm 29. I can still do it.
I meant physically. It's late. I want to go to bed.
Hence why he couldn't be in WWE
Right.
is they're just finishing up Raw.
Nah, I'm trying to go to bed. Well, to be fair, they could probably sleep longer than 4 a.m.
Maybe
Maybe. Yeah, you don't know their schedule. They got to wake up, take
True.
roids, do the thing.
they gotta go on. They gotta fly out to the
Yeah.
next city.
Well, they can sleep on the plane. All right. So let's.
Hi, fi Mike. Can we find you anywhere
No,
yet?
leave me alone.
Fuck you. All right, D Money. How about you?
You can find me on anything not owned by that piece of shit scumbag sack of pus Elon Musk at Dumb Money 213 DAMONEY 213. Book It does have a Twitter though that you can interact with. We also have threads and uh what's the blue one?
Blue Sky.
Blue sky.
Blue Sky and all that fun other social media stuff.
And lastly, if you want to find us for all things like t-shirts, other shows, the various things our members are doing, Bad Guy's got 37 of them that he normally spends this segment describing in a very somehow predictable way. Then you can go find those on T1, spell out the word 3, media.com. And you can find a bunch of sick t-shirts for any of our cast members, all the shows and all the good stuff, and all the social medias. And with that said, that's been an episode of Book It. See ya.
Bye.